Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but I'm still not feeling very well. So I am not really doing a Raw review right now. This is talking about Roman Reigns, but before I do that, I wish to say at least a couple of things I did feel very good about Raw. One with Titus O'Neil, one with Sasha Banks. I am very happy about Titus O'Neil. I'm very happy about Sasha Banks. And to a certain extent, I'm happy to see Bray Wyatt is back. But I don't know where they're going to go with him. They're still keeping him a heel, and now he's going up against New Day. I'm not sure how to feel about that. So, for those three things, generally, I felt good about two of them. One, I'm kind of feeling so-so. The rest of the show wasn't too bad. But this isn't about the show. Generally, this is about Roman Reigns and what I just found out by the Lex Men. Now, if anyone's seen my channel for the last near 4 years, because it's coming up to my 4-year anniversary. I started 2012, I think, July 15th. My first video I put up. And if anybody has been watching me since then, you guys know I'm not a big social media guy. It's just not my attitude to do social media heavily, because it's easy to get so caught up into it that you get turned off very quickly. In my case, because I still do have depression. I don't want to get too caught up in it because I could be highly discouraged and just turn off completely. So I try not to do social media, but I do watch people who do care about it. And Deluxe Man is one of the people that I've been watching. And I was going to watch Deluxe Man's video on Raw. And when I flipped onto it just a little while ago, not only did he have Raw and talking about what he felt about it, and the AJ Styles and Steve Austin podcast. I may do that maybe a couple of days from now once I feel a bit more better. But he had another video up just after, I think it was like about an hour and a half old, saying that Roman Reigns has failed the wellness program. He has done a violation. Oh my goodness. Nicole Beth is one of my subscribers. She's one of the women I actually respect heavily. She has a very good point of view. I've actually done one booking to wrestle on her, and I was very proud to do that. But I noticed her love for Roman Reigns. And I'm sure she's not happy about this, that he, who has not been treated very well by the WWE, and who has not been treated at all well by pretty much the fans. This is what I always said about Roman Reigns. It's not his fault generally. The WWE has not booked him properly, and they pushed him down our throats the way we did not want. So it's not his fault the way things turned out. Kind of like what happened to Seth Rollins. People love Seth Rollins, but he was booked so badly, he's discouraged many people, even though they still love him. So when it comes to Roman Reigns, I was surprised to hear he failed the wellness program. That is not good. But it's understood from what I saw from Deluxe Man's video that he's going to be out for 1 month, but he should be back before Battleground, but not before the draft. So that's going to be a big question what they're going to be doing. They've already shown it on the site from what I understand. I'm going to be checking the site later once I feel better. My stomach's hurting right now, but essentially speaking, knowing that Roman Reigns has done this, and he's willing to own up for what he did, and he said, I screwed up, I'll take my licks, that's a good thing. But this is the worst timing for Roman Reigns, for Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. These guys are tied to the hip, all three of them. They've been tied to the hip for quite a while until Seth Rollins got hurt. Then it was Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns have been tied to the hip. And even though they have gone their separate ways and had their own separate feuds, they're still considered the Shield. And now the Shield is supposed to have a triple threat. If anyone's seen my pay-per-view of Money in the Bank, and the Shield now has gold, all three members of the Shield had gold, and that's mainly due to the fact that WWE has no new stars. This is what it really comes down to. I'm not against Roman, I'm not against Seth, and I'm not against Dean. But let's be honest here. The WWE, because of Brock Lesnar, because of The Rock, because of several other people we don't want to talk about who has really hurt the company badly because of their deaths. Either because of unintentional deaths or intentional deaths. It has hurt the company, and they have been very, very stringent on who they trust. And that's the reason why they trust John Cena, they trusted Randy Orton, they trusted Batista, and they trusted Edge, along with Triple H. And now generally, the only person that's left has been John Cena. I'm not talking about basically Triple H, because he now works behind the scenes now, and he runs NXT generally. He doesn't do it often. So John Cena is the only one left from that entire group that the WWE has trusted. And for all the injuries that he's had, every time he went off television, we always had the great bump that he's not there because we couldn't stand the fact he always won. But after about 2 months or 3 months, it's obvious to see there's no star power. And that's where the Shield came in. The reason the Shield exists the way it is now, and not talking about 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I'm talking about the Shield now because there's no one to work with. Brock Lesnar is not there. John Cena just only recently came back. They have a lot of indies guys that people like, but the WWE doesn't really feel like they can trust yet because they're indies guys that may still have some type of allegiance to maybe ROH and TNA. I'm being honest here. And this is covering who? And New Japan Pro Wrestling and Lucha Underground. And that's Finn Balor, that's Samoa Joe, that's going to be Robert Roode, that's going to be Eric Young, and that's AJ Styles. These are the guys that are most strongest in the company, that has the most greatest credibility, whether they're in developmental or if they're in the main roster of SmackDown or Raw. Well, when the Raw and SmackDown rosters actually split in July. So seeing this from Roman Reigns is very bad. But maybe he may learn something from this. It's a possibility of being gone for a month. He may learn something from this. Because sometimes when a wrestler is out due to the fact of injury, or due to the fact of, in this case, failing the wellness program, they learn something from it. And when they come back, they actually change their persona a little bit. Because they do still have control of their character to a certain extent. Not 100%, but maybe 40% of their character they can have control of. So who knows that Roman Reigns may actually come back a bit better than he did before. And I know Nicole Beth would love to see the man come back sooner than that. So I'm saying this to Nicole, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name. I haven't said your name in a while, so I always say your name backwards, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so bad with names. If we knew each other personally outside of YouTube, I would not forget your name. I would know it and I would never forget it. But since we don't, I'm so sorry. I apologize. But for you, I know this is something that hurts you because I know you love Roman. And I like him myself. He's not bad. So see it in this respect. He's taking a hiatus, and maybe he'll learn something to make you more happy as a fan, and a devoted fan at that. So that's the way I see it for Roman. Now when it comes to Dean and Seth Rollins, they're going to have to carry the feud from now on. There is no way they're going to put a third person in to cover for Roman. He's gone, so Dean and Seth Rollins are going to have to carry this feud. And if the WWE is smart, they will keep them as separated as possible. Let them talk and briefly have fights, but no ring activity towards each other. If you start throwing these two together more than 3 times, wrestling each other, this is where it's going to go wrong. Tag matches, you could get away with it to a certain extent if they don't touch much. But in general, you must keep them separated, let them talk, try to out-talk each other, and then fight one another. No actual matches. That's the best chance we have before Battleground. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below, and I hope you enjoyed this preempted video. Please give me a comment below. I'm going to see if I can do the Steve Austin and AJ Styles podcast review, and see if I can get well, I was thinking of doing NXT, but I still need more time to look at it because I missed a couple of episodes and I'm still not feeling well, but I'll try and do my TNA review. That will be my focus before the end of the week. And I hope you're willing to watch it, even if it comes out on a Friday, because, as I said before, I'm still sick. I just hope you have some understanding and you still want to see it. Have a good day and have a good night. Peace.